The reason I'm doing this video is because I was asked, why am I not streaming as much as I usually do? And I have 4 very good reasons why I am not streaming as much as I have been, or as much as I should be doing to reach the success that I want to reach. These aren't reasons why I won't succeed. These are reasons why I am going to succeed, if anything. I know when to take a step back and work on myself or what I need to work on and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna dive straight into it just to see if y'all agree, if y'all don't agree, stuff like that. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comment. I say in the chat because I stream a lot. I don't really post to YouTube as much, but let me know in the comments below, man. I'm gonna try to stay as humble as I possibly can, but understand that like this is still my livelihood. This is still my life. I want to be successful, but I also don't want to go back to where I used to be, which you're gonna hear about here in a sec. So the first thing I want to take a stab at really is school, because classes got really hard. I'm in my senior year at Full Sail, which I don't. If you don't know what Full Sail is, they are like when it comes to media, when it's music, whether it's music, gaming, animation, anything in that area, it is like it's not an easy online school because a lot of it you need to be in person for. You can't do it. You can't be in person for those things. So that being said, it got hard. It got really hard on top of everything else that's going on right now in my life, and having to switch around with school and everything else that I'm doing, it has been fairly difficult to do all of that. So that being said, also having to get a job again, because for a while streaming was paying pretty much everything I needed. It's not anymore. And maybe it's not because I don't stream as much, but these reasons are stopping me from streaming. So having to get at least a part-time job to where I'm able to pay for everything I'm able to pay for. There's new headset, new controller. I want to start streaming off of a PC along with my Xbox. I need a new camera. I also need a new mic, which is the reason I had to restart this like 5 times. So like all these things that I can't just afford to burst out and buy. I am trying to still to make it work. So all that being said, I'm doing what I can to succeed in this first scenario. It's a little difficult right now. So that has stopped me from streaming a little bit. The second thing I want to talk about is having to take a pause on my manga that I'm creating. That hurt a lot because the entire manga was about mental disorders and not only how they hinder you, but how they help you. And I know a lot of people don't want to talk about how they help you because it's so hard and life is difficult with them. Myself growing up being autistic, I have little quirks and little things that show it, but for the most part, I am what they call and what I see, or to me, is a very rude way of saying normal. I am functioning. So if I don't say anything to you, you probably won't know. And it's annoying because I see all my little quirks, and people that do know me see, and I call them quirks because I feel like it's a more positive way to call it that instead of calling it fits like a lot of people want to call them. But that's what my manga was about. It's about accepting people for what they're going through, and I don't feel like a lot of people pay attention to that anymore. I think people now are more empathetic, I guess the best way to put it. Like they're more like, hey, you need to understand that these people are here, which is great, but that also goes along with pointing out the problem and not fixing it, which was I guess segregating us from everybody else to show that we're here. And now you're bringing us to the light and we're still here, but there's no understanding. There's no one's really getting to know any of us. They're just going, oh, well, I get it. Like I can empathize with what you're going through, and that's it. That the manga would shed some light on that, not just autism, but everything else. I had I had 18 different characters that I wanted to share with the world, and they all have their different issues. They all have their own ways in life that they're gonna grow and help people understand. And I can't do that now. So that being said, all of this being said, uh, I have a second manga that I'm working on right now that's smaller, and it has. I will go into that after all of this is said and done. But that in giving up my hard work that I've been working on for years now, or temporarily giving it up. I know I can't work on it by myself. I tried. Um, it got pushed back. Like I was like, man, it should take like 2 years with a team. It'll take like 2 years to get out, and then uh, it's just not gonna work for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on a smaller project. It's easier. It's also just as much fun so far. I have lovable characters that I think people will also be able to associate themselves with. Um, yeah, I'll talk about that at the end of this. I'll talk about that at the end of this. Okay, on to the third thing. That would be um, platforms, switching platforms. Uh, I've streamed to Mixer. I left Mixer and went to Facebook. I streamed Facebook. I left Facebook and went to Twitch. I left Mixer because a lot of people were asking me to go to Facebook. A lot of my fans were. So I went to Facebook. Facebook, their numbers were skewed, really skewed. Their analytics were pinging that I had 0 followers with 0 viewers. I had enough to get supporters, which, just in case y'all don't know, there's certain requirements you have to do to get to the level up program. I met that. And then certain requirements you have to do you do so that you can get supporters. I met that. They wouldn't give me supporters because their analytics were messed up. So after maybe a year of waiting, I decided I need to go to Twitch. I need to go somewhere else that will give me what I want when I work hard for it. And Twitch does that. So now that I'm at Twitch, I'm getting the Haas thing. For those who don't know, Haas basically is a person who sends a bunch of bot profiles to your account. He comments on a lot of your stuff. He basically does everything he can to make sure that you fail as a streamer and that you have a lot of bot accounts following you, which Twitch does not like. Which means you have to go through, and I think I had 200 something followers at the time, and it jumped up to like 5s and 6s from bot accounts, and that flagged me pretty much because I had so many bot accounts jumping onto my stream that it looked like I had a lot of numbers and my streams were popping, but that wasn't the case. So I contacted Twitch. All Twitch told me was, "Oh, well, we have things put in place to where you don't have to worry about it, but you need to be banning all these accounts." So the thing they have put in place is the ban button. They told me to ban all the accounts so that I don't get in trouble. That was their advice. That was it. Ban the accounts so you don't get in trouble. That has not worked. He's still around. He's still messaging. He's still commenting. He's still sending me. So every time I jump on and I stream, after I'm done streaming, I have to go on and ban 20 to 30 people, and I'm just like, this is too much. This is way too much for me. So I'm not feeling Twitch right now. Especially if they don't want to help. I'm thinking about YouTube, maybe, and then Trevo. I think Trevo's one. They've been messaging people and giving incentives, but I know that's basically like, if you're going there, you're basically doing it for the money. And I don't make enough to stream like that. But the last thing I want to touch on, when I first got out of the military, everything was going great, and then I had to move. I became single, and I had to move again. Then I was homeless for a little bit, and then I moved, and then I was homeless again for a little bit, and then I moved, and I moved 8 times in the last 2 years. And it's because no matter where I'm at, I never have enough time to get my feet underneath me to actually get something started. After getting out of the relationship at that time, I gave her everything, like all the you can have the place or whatever. Uh, and because I wasn't gonna be that dick, I was trying to be the nice guy. So I gave her everything, and then you know, this is where it landed me, which isn't bad. I mean, I compared to where I was, I'm way further in life than where I was a year ago. I want to get that move in before I start like giving 90% of my time to content and content alone. Um, After the move, I should be in easier classes. To where I'll have time to do all the stuff I want to do. I'm still a little nervous about it because I feel like a lot of what I'm doing right now isn't going to be solidified until we do move again. But after this move, I feel like I'm gonna be in a better place, and that's kind of what I'm doing this for. Um, I want to motivate others. I want to uplift others. I want people to have more in their life than just a stressful day. They have a stressful day. They come home. They watch my content and they're like, "Oh man, I want to jump on a game with this dude." You have the ability to. We're smiling and laughing the entire time. There's nothing that nothing you've been going through, nothing you're going through right now at this actual time is affecting you. That's kind of where I want. I want to make a place where people can just kind of let loose and be respected and be welcome. So I'm hoping I can do that in the future. I feel like I've done that for the most part now. But let's get into the happier thing. All right, so let's talk about the manga that I'm creating. So this manga basically is, just because something's destroyed doesn't mean it's gone forever type deal. Like that's kind of what this is all about. It's going to be about understanding that death isn't the end in a way. It's going to be about understanding people. But it's two characters based on fae reality type things. And if you don't know, fae are anything between fairies, trolls, things like that. Like it. I also want to step into lichens, vampires. I don't want to call them what they are because saying their names are bad luck, but they're gonna pop up on the screen somewhere around now. Yeah, so I wanna step into all of those and talk about them and hopefully help people or incite people or help people with being motivated or creative or whatever it is. Both of the characters are based off of people that I saw at ACL. One of them being Billie Eilish, and another one being Remy Wolf. I don't know a lot of people that are Remy Wolf fans because I talked about her in my streams and people were like, "Who's that?" Then they went and watched some of her music. And I immediately fell in love with a song called "Sexy Villain." I feel like a lot of people should listen to it. I don't know, like it feels good. Like it makes me feel good. It makes me want to bounce. It makes me want to do something. It makes me want to get up. It makes me want to dance. It makes me want to start sketching. Like it's a bunch of crazy stuff. But it is a great song. I feel like a lot of people are gonna like it. But you know, I'm over here saying all this shit like I work with them or some shit. Like that's not how this works. But when I see when I see certain stuff and I get motivated, I decide to sketch. I write things down. I have an entire book, and I've entire books of things that have motivated me. I've sat and listened to Childish Gambino's Bonfire album, and I was just writing the entire time. And I wasn't writing music; I was writing stories. And that's kind of storytelling is my thing. I love storytelling. I just I have a lot of fun with it. So, but that's I'm gonna end it there, guys, because speaking of, I got homework to do. I got another character I have to do positioning with and a bunch of other stuff. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be fun. I am so excited. I mean it when I say I am so excited for what's to come for Tech Frost. Y'all know what I gotta say, man. I'm gonna say it the same way during all my streams. I say this, and I mean it when I say it. Stay motivated. Stay dedicated. Deuces.